the man noticed something strange while drinking water. His fingernails started turning dark rapidly. Years of medical experience told him this was a sign of extreme lack of oxygen in the heart and lungs. But before he could make sense of it, every water bottle in the cabin suddenly began to twist and deform at the same time. Just as he realized something was wrong, a flight attendant quickly took her seat, then told all passengers to fasten their seat belts immediately. But by then it was too late. A stronger turbulence hit the plane. Passengers were instantly filled with dread. The plane had entered a severe turbulence zone, and just a moment later, passengers without seat belts on were suddenly lifted into the air by a powerful air current. Everyone else was stunned by the terrifying sight, but to survive, they held on tightly to their seats. Just when everyone thought this was the end, the pressure in the cabin suddenly normalized after another jolt. The cabin pressure had somehow returned to normal, but before they could catch their breath, a flight attendant noticed a man gasping for air. Panicking, she called for help over the intercom. Jim rushed over as soon as he heard the call, but he was already too late. The man stopped moving after a few convulsions. They had no choice but to move the body to the business class section on the upper deck, but that was when strange things began happening. While taking a selfie with the body, the man noticed something odd. The head of the corpse eerily turned toward him, yet the man was completely unaware. Then when he lifted the blanket, a horrifying sight appeared before him, and he let out a blood-curdling scream. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the cabin, flight attendant Lisa encountered something just as strange. She saw a fighter jet flying outside the window, and the cockpit signal started acting up, getting worse and worse. Eventually they lost all contact with air traffic control. But what was even more frightening was when Lisa went back to the upper business section. She found that the body had vanished without a trace. Everything strange happening on this flight had started right after the first passenger died. They began to suspect that all of it might be connected to his death somehow. So to find out who he really was, they secretly searched for his luggage, and when they opened it, they found a rather creepy-looking doll inside. The short-haired woman recognized it instantly as a Reaper doll. She then shared the legend behind the doll. The Reaper represents a spirit of death, and if someone dies suddenly or unjustly, their soul must accept it before the Reaper can take them to reincarnation. But this particular doll seemed restless, which meant the man's soul hadn't let go of this world. He was likely still nearby, unwilling to move on.